You're literally the B. Arthur of radio.
I am the Freedom Rider, damn it.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Wally looks like he doesn't realize he's here.
To be fair, does Wally ever realize he's here?
Well, that's true.
I have to be done by 4:45. I have to be in a doctor's appointment suddenly. Okay.
Okay. Are you all right?
It's to deal with my leg. They need to read over the MRI with me. And they think it's I've got a tear and there's something that's discolored, so they don't like it. So yeah, so I got to get in there at 4:45. It's the only time he could take me, unfortunately.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Wally still doesn't look like he knows where he is. Wally.
Maybe he's with that new woke company he was going to work for.
The one that he couldn't get the job with?
Correct.
Why did you just switch to your phone, sir?
I could not see you or hear you or anything on my computer.
So we were right that you didn't know where you were.
Yeah, I'm looking at the computer. It's going, turn on this, turn on this. What are you talking about? I've got it on right now. It's nothing. It's a white screen.
Congratulations, Wally. You actually have audio shittier than me.
I'm gonna try to get this thing going.
I mean, that fucking takes something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
You know, I knew not to fucking trust that Zuckerberg.
Speaking of, while you figure that out, let me ask you guys this. Is it too late for April Fool's jokes?
I probably, yeah. Why?
Because I just literally 5 minutes ago got this Facebook message that says, "Are you Jess from the Cheese Wits podcast? Love that show."
You're thinking it's an April Fool's joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't responded yet, but I just looked at the guy's Facebook profile. And the first thing I see is his cover photo that says, "Warning, if you are faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you." Wait a minute. Wait. Chris, he's one of your friends.
Oh, you'll have to tell me who the hell it is then.
Scott.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Yeah, he's thank you. I'm sorry, I'm checking out at the 7-Eleven at the same time while I'm trying to get to the doctor's office. Yeah, Shine listens to the show. I know him from bowling. I've known him for a long time.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, then maybe I'll message him back.
Yeah, maybe.
I just saw it in you know how sometimes you can see what a message says without actually opening the message?
I do?
Yeah, that's what I did. And then I was like, is this an April Fool's joke? Nobody loves our show.
I'm telling you guys, I have no idea what the ongoing call, change theme, open in Messenger.
Jesus fuck. This is like watching my mother try to use the Roku.
I have enter your PIN for the chat history.
Holy mother of God.
Oh God, here we go.
And this is why Scott listens to the show right here. If you're curious as to why listens,
it's this.
Wait.
And we're back.
Wally in stereo
now. Okay. I think I'm there.
And we're back.
Now, just can I hear you guys is the question.
Oh, we're not back.
All right, let me close this on my phone. Blah, blah. Let's see. Put that up
Gail!
there. There, we got it. No, fuck Gail.
Gail?
This fucking thing.
Why am I hearing myself?
Look at chat history is missing.
What?
Have you ever seen that?
Why are you
before?
echoing? Why am I echoing?
Why are we echoing? Huh? Wacko.
Wally, turn off your phone.
Gil.
I did.
Hodges.
Is it still echoing?
No.
Not anymore.
Oh, I think I had let me turn down my volume too. Jesus Christ.
I don't think he has much to do with it.
someone's been fucking with my computer.
But I just
Of
learned
course he
something a
is.
couple of minutes ago. I just learned where I got the phrase Jesus fuck, because I've been saying that phrase for the last, like, repeatedly for the last 5 days. And
Yeah.
I just realized I got it from Chris.
What have I said it? I've said Jesus fuck.
You just said it when you were standing at the 7-Eleven doing checkout.
Well, you have to get me at the right time. Like, talk to me about my friend Scott Schwein,
Yeah.
you know, and say Jesus fuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's the deal with your friend Scott Schlein? Good guy?
Schwein's fine. There's no problem with Schwein. You know, he's a Schwein. We used to bowl years ago, and then he had something. I don't know. He'll comment on this because he's gonna fucking listen. His knee fucked up or something, and then I think he's a poker dealer now, or at least he has been. He's been dealing at some casinos, and I know
It does say that on his profile, poker dealer at Wynn Las Vegas.
There you go. So I don't know whether he's actually at Wynn or whether he's back in Maryland working or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's what he does, poker and bowling. That's what Maryland does.
You know, it's funny though that he didn't say I used to listen to you on WFRE when he said he loves us on Cheezed Off.
Because he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't. He didn't like country, but I turned him onto the podcast, and he enjoys it.
Okay.
So at least that's somebody, right?
Well, I've been saying all this time we have 7.5 listeners, and so it appears now we have 8.5 listeners.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm experiencing trauma over here, you guys.
Are you okay?
Trauma?
Yeah, I was experiencing trauma. I don't fucking know what's going on with this thing. What is? Have you ever seen this? You have to punch in some sort of code to see your past chats.
No.
It's a new feature that they're putting on Facebook Messenger for improvements.
Yeah, you see how it was so much better this way.
Yeah, and the thing is that it says that way you can access your past chats even if you change devices. And I'm like, isn't that why I installed fucking Facebook Messenger on the devices and then put a password on it?
Yeah.
You would absolutely think so.
But now we also have to have a 6-digit passcode.
So wait a minute. So now when I want to masturbate to old pictures that women have sent me on Messenger, I'm going to have to put in a pin?
Yep.
Oh, Christ.
Yep.
Sorry about your luck.
That's just, let's not talk about masturbation. Let's go back to FRE for a second. Your friend Phyllis says hello. I saw Phyllis the other day.
Yeah? How is she?
Phyllis is fine, walking a little slower, but she's fine. And I said, I talk to Jess, once a week, and I follow along on Facebook, and she's doing a podcast now. I said, yeah, I'm on it. I know. Oh, that's so nice. So
I had no idea she was following along. She never reacts to my stuff.
She is. Phyllis is following along, and
apparently she hasn't listened to the podcast.
No, she has not. She has not. But Doug Hilliard died. Nobody told me that.
No shit.
Yeah, Doug died about a year ago. Apparently, some weird effects from Agent Orange, from when he was over in Knob or something. Yeah.
He basically
died about a year ago.
Wally, Doug was our GM that got fired because he didn't manage me properly.
Right. Because he actually stuck up for Jess. He got fired.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I've been in that situation before too. As soon as you become an employee coach, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And then when he got fired, he basically disappeared. I lost contact with him completely.
He went down, I think, to Florida or something, and then came back, and then the end was quick, apparently, Phyllis said.
That's sad.
Well, that shit is fucking crushing when you know you're doing the right thing, and then you can't find the gig that allows you to do the right thing.
Right.
They only want to hire folks who go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me suck your dick again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Were you in my job interview, Wally? That was pretty much exactly what I said, including Yassa. That was exactly what I was doing.
Yes, I'll suck your dick. What, did you have a job interview recently?
No, this was 1 year ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It didn't used to be that way, job interviews. It just didn't used to be that way. You used to feel okay about saying who you were and what you were as an employee. That, you could be honest about, your shit. You didn't have to fucking just go, I really need this fucking job. Yep, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to be Gomer Pyle.
You know, I actually changed the last time I got a big gig. Okay, a big gig, and I was doing it for a big company. You know, one of the big broadcast companies. I know how their mindset had changed. I knew how I was going to run things when I got there. Not a question. But their mindset has changed so much that in my job history, I called myself an implementer so that they knew that I would implement their plans. Yeah. You know what? Home run, got the fucking job, lasted 89 days. 89 days.
89 days because you didn't implement fast enough.
Well, no, I implemented, but I implemented maybe a little bit too much. But also, they didn't want to pay me any what is it? Any
salary?
Money?
Well, no, they got that. I mean, because it was an inflated job. They paid me a lot of money, but they didn't want to pay unemployment. So 89 days, that's under your 90-day threshold in DC. And boom.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you should have taken day 89 off. Come once sick.
Yeah, well, had I known, had I not seen the writing on the wall, had I not realized that my parking card not working the day before was foretelling me this, maybe I would have.
Oh, somebody jumped the gun. Somebody implemented a little early on you.
Yeah, somebody was a better implementer.
Yeah, I have. Man, I've had those kind of jobs. It really sours you on wanting to do a good job.
Yeah, it sucks monkey peckers. It really does.
It really. No, you're right. It's fucking it's horrible because you just fucking know you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look at so here's Jess. I'm pointing at you, Jess. There's Jess fired from a job from a station that was fucking top of the heap. The number one station.
Correction, about to be fired. I left on my own terms. Thanks.
Well, you knew the writing was there. You were
writing was there,
than Chris,
but they didn't. But they didn't get me. I walked out on top, bitches.
So
yeah, you did.
So there's Jess. You're the fucking queen of the fucking city in the job category, and they want to get you right because you don't want to lick ass. Chris, same deal, right?
Yep.
Job, doing a fucking fantastic job. Yeah, you're not licking enough ass.
Nope.
Me, I've had that situation twice. Granted, I did say your son's a piece of shit before one of those firings.
Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't fire me.
I'm surprised too.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about Norma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did learn from that. You do not look at somebody and say, your son is a piece of shit and expect to be in the next day.
Yeah, generally that's frowned upon.
Man, but as old as she was and as much as she smoked, I thought she would have fucking dropped dead of a heart attack right then. Because she was red enough and angry enough. And she stopped playing solitaire long enough to say, you're fired. just long enough. Yeah, it's happened to me too. And that was a fucking station that was fucking doing fantastic gangbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that was a station that had quadrupled billing, had gone, we all know, last to second in the last, I think, third overall 12 plus. But fucking, we're doing fucking fantastic. We would have been first within a year, no doubt.
I'm sure.
But fucking A.
Yeah.
But that bitch sold that station for a big bunch of money.
Yep. And then it turned into one of those radio stations. It's just like all the other radio stations.
Yeah, it did. It was no longer like for the first, I guess, year, or maybe the first couple 3 years, I would check back in and listen, even though I wasn't in the market anymore. I was in Vermont by then, but I would check and say, I don't wonder what it's doing. And then you started seeing it. The fucking the web page looked like every other fucking cardboard cutout web page. The song list looked the same. There was nothing unique anymore about the station.
Yep.
it lost that gay vibe it had.
Mm-hmm.
The gay vibe was important to that station.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. There were I'm going to pat me on the back, but I was ahead of the curve on picking up on the gay vibe to increase male numbers and hiring women because they were fucking good and fucking just being, paying people's cars and stuff. And
So you're literally the B. Arthur of radio.
I am the fucking freedom rider, God damn it.
Wow.
I'm a bitch that really cooks.
That is something.
Yeah, you know it. And goddamn, wouldn't I like to have that? The B. Arthur's. Who was the daughter? Adrian Barbeau.
Adrian, I used to say, oh, look, there's Adrian and her Barbeaus.
Yeah, Adrian Barbongos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God. She had those weird 70s tits. That like triangular. If you looked at them on fucking Maude, I mean, were bras different in the 70s? And I
Yes.
just don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
I think back in the 70s, there wasn't like
How the fuck would you know?
well, because I was alive.
Not you, Jess. Jess wasn't wearing a bra in the 70s.
Well, I was alive. I saw things. TV existed.
Okay.
Her mom
So
was probably wearing bras, and Jess was maybe doing laundry. I don't know. She saw some bras.
No,
Yes,
but I
you
saw
doing
TV.
Oh, and there were weird 70s tits.
No, the tits were the same. The bras were different.
Yeah, the tits are still swinging pendulums.
Yeah.
They haven't changed. They just now have all this stuff and padding and wiring underneath it, puts them up and makes them look like they're still 22-year-old tits.
Well, I mean, Adrian Barbeau's looked like fucking B-52s.
The woman was carrying around a large burden.
Jesus Christ, she had the whole fucking military in front of her.
Hey, she was working it out. She was working. Oh, I got to tell you something funny happened today. So I was making a delivery, and I have a hurt of, I don't know what it's called, fascia plantar something.
Plantar
The thing-
fasciitis.
Yeah, there you go. In your foot, and then I also have I had ruptured my Achilles tendon years ago, and so it
That's no
hurt.
fun.
So it's hurting a lot right now. So I'm limping noticeably. So I was doing a delivery. I get to the delivery, and it's a split level ranch with a deck up on the second floor around the back. And the woman comes out, and it's a long stair. And I'm going, fuck, I'll walk up there with this. It was a single package bag. It was nothing heavy. And I said to her, hey, can you catch? And she says, oh, can you throw? And I said, well, yeah, pretty damn good. She goes, well, I think I'm going to let you walk up here. I said, oh, because I think you can do a better job than me. I've only got one leg. So wait. The good part isn't yet. I get out of the car and I start walking, and I've got this noticeable limp. And she looks, she goes, oh. So I limp up the stairs. She thinks I have a prosthetic leg.
Oh my God.
I never let on that I don't have a prosthetic leg. I get down. I limp down the stairs. I get to my car, and she's still out there looking, and she's got this embarrassed look on her face because she's thinking that I was, an able-bodied guy. When I get to my car and open the door, I reach down and I lift my leg up and put it in the car.
Oh my God.
Just to do the whole thing out. I laughed so hard to myself out loud in the car as I'm driving away. I had to pull over because I started to make myself cry and tear up that this woman absolutely thought I had a wooden leg. And I just made myself laugh so hard by picking up my leg and swinging it into the car like that. I thought I was brilliant. It was killer. It was
Good golly, Miss
killer.
Molly.
I thought it was killer. I thought it was hysterical. And I can't wait to tell Jody when she gets home tonight. I just can't. I did. I thought it was magnificent.
Speaking of hysterical, have you guys seen the brand new God Bless the USA Bibles?
Oh, fucking.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wasn't Jesus autographing those?
Lee Greenwood and Donald Trump are.
Uh-huh.
You know, this goes to show you, just fucking guys like Lee Greenwood's career was over 30 years ago.
He's had one song everybody knows.
That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in the 80s he tried to do something. He had that one song, and then he tried like hell, to become relevant, but he was fucking not relevant. And then I think he ended up on a sports CD or something, that song, and he maybe had a little resurgence, and then, but nobody ever paid attention to him.
He had a resurgence after 9/11.
Yeah, a little bit, because country stations played his song and then he.
But
proud.
You know what's interesting? This kind of surprised me a little bit, because it seems like that's the perfect market for Lee Greenwood and Donald Trump. Bibles is like the perfect market, right? But I was including the story about this in my music news, and I dug a little bit into it because I was like, is this, again, it was like March 27th or something, but I was like, is this an early April Fool's joke? Anything within 2 weeks of April 1st, if it's absurd, I'm like, is this April Fool's? So I was digging a little bit deeper, and I went onto Lee Greenwood's Facebook page, and he posted the video of Donald Trump talking about this Bible and how it was going to make America pray again. It said that. And then I start looking through the comments, expecting people to go, this is the best thing ever. I did not look at all of the comments because there were so many, but every comment I saw was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is blasphemy. This is terrible. Every comment.
Fantastic.
Listen, it's fine. There's no problem. Leviticus 14, Mary Magdalene's a cunt.
Why did you just become Regis?
I know.
Because Regis is my Donald Trump, okay? That's all right. Is that your final answer? Corinthians 12.
You gotta give it a little more oomph.
Now, you don't worry about that. You play with your dick in public, you're going to go to jail. That's Matthew 14.
I saw the thing where he says it's the King James version, which is like the King James version is the Grimm's fairy tale version, I think, of the Bible. It's the very palatable version.
Is there a fairy tale version of the Bible?
No.
Okay.
There is.
Well, yeah, you can find a version that you wouldn't want to read to your kids.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's the death and murder and Old Testament stuff.
But the God Bless the USA Bible comes with a copy of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence.
Sure.
Well, you need to know in case when you're going in to vote and they want your ID, you need to know all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And it's got a place. And what did he say? Everybody should read the Bible.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a Bible.
Yeah. Every house in America should have one.
He's a fuck nut. He just did. he just is such a fuck nut. I don't. So I was going to. I saw somebody posted. Oh, look at somebody in my feed. Loves Donald Trump. More than one person. A few people love Donald Trump, and I don't bash him. Hey, that's your own fucking thing.
Yeah. Do you? I
think he's a moron. But my friends I like. If you want to like morons, that doesn't make me think you're a moron or anything. That's where you are. That's fine. Who gives a shit?
Right.
So I did want to write something, though. And so over 25 years of having my marketing company and doing a lot of infomercials, placing a lot of infomercial ads, this fucking Bible falls right into that infomercial category. Plays huge in southern states. Plays huge in the Bible Belt.
Why did we just lose Chris?
I don't know.
He said he was leaving it at quarter till, but it's not that.
Yeah. Why's he got to leave till quarter till?
Well, if you had your computer working, you would have heard him say that he has a doctor's appointment and it was the only time they could get him in because there's something going on with his leg.
Oh, Jesus. Chris, you're falling a fucking apart.
Well, it looks like he's back.
Yeah. He's probably talking up a storm and we can't hear him.
Christopher.
No. Actually, I haven't.
Is he fucking with us or is his phone dropping out? Is this April Fool's?
No, so
Really?
no, that's fucking with us.
Yeah.
So it became painfully
No,
obvious.
that was fucking with you. Yeah, I got cut off when Ron Popeil Jr. started talking.
when right. Well,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
so infomercials, when you're placing them, you look for news talk stations, you look for conservative radio, and you look for Bible Belt
Right.
radio,
Mhm.
because those fucking people fall for everything and anything. They just do. They will believe that fucking, purple water cures cancer, that your fibromyalgia will go away if you take this fucking seahorse calcium. And I placed some advertising for some fucking unbelievable companies.
Hey, the
that had-
Bible, it's my favorite book. It's my favorite book. Matter of fact, I used it under Stormy Daniels' stomach.
I propped up her ass when I
Wow.
propped up her ass when I couldn't enter her standing up.
Jesus, I'm beginning to sound like a fucking liberal, Wally. What the fuck?
You are.
My God.
No, yeah. I am really not. I want to say this again. I am not a liberal.
Cheezewits, now with double the liberal bullshit.
Oh, you mean triple?
No, I mean double.
Oh,
Okay.
I am definitely not. I am definitely not a liberal.
Oh, I didn't say you were. You just sometimes have liberal bullshit come out of your mouth. That's all.
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, well, there are some things I believe. Never mind. There are some things I believe in the liberal side, of course. I'm well-rounded, my friend, because I eat whoopie pies and pasta.
God, somebody told me they got a whoopie pie.
Nope, now you're cutting out, so we can't hear what they got with the whoopie pie.
I think it was chlamydia.
Oh. Did they have to pay extra for that?
I don't know what's going on with Chris.
We're losing you, dude.
What state is he in? Maryland?
I think
He
so.
must be if he's going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Do they have tunnels in Maryland?
Yeah.
They do. There's driving tunnels.
Well, he's left the call again. Yeah, there's driving tunnels on I-95.
I don't think I've ever been. The only thing I can
You've
say
been
about
on
Maryland driving
I-95.
is- yeah, but I don't think I've ever been in a tunnel. Maybe they're so short I don't.
Goes under the
think-
water.
Is it a big one?
Yeah, I think so. If I remember right.
Geez, I've driven that. No, I don't know what. Maybe I do remember it.
There's not tunnels where he lives. And
No.
he's-
I have to take the.
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Here's what I heard. I have to take
I
the
hate.
shit.
Look, it does. It does.
I don't. You sound like you're going on a pretty good rant that we can't hear. And I'm sad that we're missing it.
How can I have? I have 5 fucking bars.
Well, that was clear. Same word.
Well, that's good. At least they make it clear at the appropriate time.
Man, this is going to be an editing nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it.
Oh, come on.
Probably not.
We got none of that except probably not.
Yeah. And are you driving or stationary? Oh, really?
To the doctor. You're fucking computer and you couldn't hear me, so I'm on the way to the doctor's office. And my doctor must be in the middle of a fucking taxidermy field or something because I've got no service.
But now we can hear you clear.
Yeah.
Pardon
What
me.
is that?
Well, good.
What is the fabulous service that you subscribe to?
This would be the T-Mobile Unlimited line.
Fantastic. There's unlimited fucking errors is what it stands for.
Yes, that's it.
Unlimited downtime. Are you able to talk to people whenever you want? Let's change that for you. Sign up with us. I can't fucking understand it. I finally got a hold of ADT today, my security people.
After a year?
Yeah, it's finally. I called and left messages and yada, yada, yada. I finally got a special phone number. I got through to them and I was canceling. I said, I'm canceling. That's it. Canceling because I've been trying for 2 years to get a new this and blah, 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 blah. And of course I wasn't going to cancel because if I cancel it, my homeowner's insurance will go up because I have fire and theft and fucking someone broke in, someone broke a window, whatever.
You know, other companies have that, right?
Huh?
Other companies have that.
Oh yeah, of course. But I got the rate down again. So,
but did they give you a new panel?
No. I'm more the panel is the next part of it. I did get them to give me $283 off the panel. That's $400.
Wow.
But I did not purchase it yet. I'm waiting because I said, I don't know about that. I said, how about you just give me some money off? So I'm down to $22 a month from $55 a month.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's good. You want it?
So the next month I'm going to try to get the panel with the $283 off.
I want to talk about some fucking companies. I got a couple of companies to mention.
All right, go ahead. Hold on. Oh, okay, go ahead.
What was that?
Did you just queef?
I pushed my breast together. Oh, I was stretching out my chicken wings.
Sounded like a queef to me.
Tight.
So, as you know, I had to travel this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I rented a car because my parents' house is an hour from the airport, a little more than an hour. And I rented it from Thrifty, who sent me an email saying, if you have any questions or your plans change, be sure to contact us on social media. It's always faster than calling us.
Really?
What?
Really, that's what it said. And then, sure as shit, I had to contact them because they kept sending me text messages telling me I needed to check in ahead of time. I had to check in the day before I traveled. And so I went on the computer to do it, and it said, okay, now you have to finish on your phone. So scan this code. And I did the thing on my phone, and it said, okay, take a picture of your driver's license, and nothing happened. And I tried again and nothing happened. And it kept, so I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to check in when I get there. They have to give me the car. I made the reservation. Day before I travel, it says your check-in time closes 15 minutes before your reservation. What? So I had to call them. And so what I did was I called them and I messaged them on Facebook Messenger at the same time. Because I figured whichever one gets to me first is the one that gets to help me. And I actually got somebody on the phone faster. But the message that they kept repeating over and over, like every 30 seconds, was, you don't have to talk to a person at all. You could just go on our website.
Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. So, when you get to the location,
everything was fine. I walked up to the counter. I had to take a shuttle over to we lost Chris again. I had to take a shuttle over to the car rental place. And then I just walked in and there was no line. And I just walked right up to the counter and handed them my driver's license. And they took care of everything and it was fine.
This is the fucking thing. When you talk to a person in life, shit gets done.
Yeah.
Although
the person that I ended up talking to on the phone did give me a small heart attack because there are two airports in Dallas, right?
Right.
There's DFW and there's Love Field. And I was flying Southwest, so I had to fly into Love Field. And so the guy pulls up my reservation and says, okay, I see you are arriving on Thursday. Your reservation is at 1:00 at DFW in Dallas, Texas, blah, 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 blah. And I went, wait. Did I reserve that for DFW? Like, I was about to cry. And he stopped and he went, oh, so sorry, ma'am. That's Love Field. I was like, oh, thank God. Because
that would have.
yeah, as stressed as I got myself about this whole trip, it wouldn't have surprised me if I had fucked that up.
Yeah. This idea that AI, and they fucking all started turning over to AI or their pre-automated bullshit. It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
Not well.
I hate it.
It doesn't work well. And inevitably, I would at this point, I would rather talk to a fucking a Hindi about any of this shit than I would an AI. Give me the guy from Pakistan or India, or wherever your call center is, girl. Let me talk to Marge, the Indian
any human
girl.
being will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, let's agree that's not a very liberal thing to say.
I agree.
I would rather speak to somebody I can't understand and who can't understand me than to fucking use these AI fucking hit a number 1, hit a number 2, do this, go to really, Facebook is faster.
Yeah. And really, if it's at the point where I am picking up the phone to call somebody, I don't want to talk to anybody on the phone ever. So if I'm actually picking up the phone to call, just give me a goddamn human being. That's all I need.
Yeah. I agree with you. 8 million, thousand, billion, trillion, as much dollars as Donald Trump has %.
So then we get up to the hotel. I'm staying at a Days Inn, which is more like a motel because the doors open to the outside.
Yeah.
And for the price I got, I really was expecting it to be infested with something, but the room was fine. It was fine. So when I'm checking in, the guy says, and we're going to provide housekeeping free of charge. And I was like, oh.
Ooh, no.
And in my head, I'm thinking, well, first of all, I've never heard of any hotel charging for housekeeping. But secondly, that's fine because I'm going to put the do not disturb tag on the door and leave it there the whole time I'm in the room, or leave it my whole stay. I don't want housekeeping. But I get to my room and there's no do not disturb tag. And so I go back down to the office, which is at the farthest point in the hotel away from my room. And I say, hi, can I just have a do not disturb tag? There wasn't one in the room. And he says, oh, we don't have those. Now, on my way from my room to the front office, I see do not disturb tags on some of the doors. He says, we don't have those.
They brought them from home.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna buy some just for this reason. He says, we don't have those. And also, you have to have housekeeping. And I said, what? And he said, those are our newer rooms that were remodeled. And so you have to have housekeeping at least every other day. So what we can do is they won't bother you at all tomorrow, but they're going to come the next day. And I was like, I just really would prefer not to have housekeeping. I don't need any of that. And he said, well, that's our policy. We have to do that. And so I just decided not to be an asshole, and I went fine. And I walked out. So that meant that, I'm taking my tablet with me every time I leave the room. I can't leave anything in the room other than just my clothes or whatever. So the day that I knew they were coming, that was going to be Saturday, I took my toothbrush. I have a Sonicare toothbrush, and I took it and I set it inside the plastic case. And in order for the whole toothbrush to fit in the case, you have to take it apart. And I didn't do that. I just set it in the case so that they wouldn't have to touch it with the same hands that they're cleaning toilets with, and set the case over on the side. And when I got back to my room Saturday evening, my toothbrush had been removed from the case and was laying on its side on the counter with the bristles touching the counter.
Oh, good.
Somebody gave themselves an enema.
Yep.
You've never heard that game before, Wally?
Oh, no.
Like people, they'll break into your hotel room and, nothing will be gone. Nothing will be misplaced.
But they'll stick your toothbrush up their ass.
Right. They'll put the toothbrush up your ass, take a picture of it, and then send you the picture.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I did not brush my teeth that night. And thankfully, my parents had sort of a hoarding situation at their house. Not quite a 40-year hoard like Chris's parents, because my parents have only lived in that house for a couple of years.
Who are you calling a whore? Chris's parents are nice. Go ahead.
What?
Huh?
Nothing.
But my parents had several packages of Sonicare toothbrush heads.
Nice.
So I took them.
Bet you goddamn did.
Took them all.
I took them all. We had the house was a disaster. So they've already moved into assisted living. They have what they need. There was a couple of things my mom asked me to bring over, and I did that. And then we just got everything else out of the house.
You was it you and your brother?
No, my brother, who had said, I might try to come whatever weekend you go, got real quiet when I gave the dates that I was going. And so my friend Vicky actually met me in Texas and came to help me. And then my uncle, he's really my mom's cousin, but I think of him as my uncle. Also, he lives near Dallas, and he came up to help. So if it hadn't been for them, I would not have gotten shit done, because this house was awful.
Jess, you should have, for April Fools, you should have sent your brother a picture of a wallet or something just fucking chock full of money and said, you should have came. Look what I found.
He did have several helpful suggestions, though, because I did a video walkthrough of the house to send it to all of the siblings so that they knew what I was up against.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was like 50 canisters of cleaning wipes, and there was unopened boxes and bags of dog food and treats everywhere. And there was paper towels, like packages and packages of paper towels. It was like they went to Sam's Club every day for a week and bought the same shit over and over and over again. Like, that's how much stuff there was. And also dog shit just that had been left on the floor, like from 5 dogs.
Gross.
Yeah, it was terrible. So my brother would send me helpful texts like, I bet the animal shelter would appreciate some of that dog food. Oh, you think?
Wow, that's good. I can see you doing a video walkthrough, and Ryan's just, going along with it. And, hey, you see that Chesterfield over there? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Okay.
So he's obviously the brainy one in the family.
We had already, by the time he sent that, I had talked to a realtor. I had said, we may need some help getting all of this, dog food and stuff to the shelter, and a lot of this stuff to Goodwill or whatever charity, and, hauling off trash. We're going to need a little bit of help with this. And his helpful contribution was, I bet the animal shelter would like some of that dog food.
Yeah. How did you get saddled or burdened, or how did you get roped into this?
The same way I did, Wally. The same fucking way, because she's the only responsible one out of the fucking group. And I use that term loosely.
Well, in fairness, here's the thing. There are 6 of us kids, right? Doug has 3. My mom has 3. 2, and I may have gone through all of this before, but 2 of the 6 have literally just finished chemo for some pretty fucking horrible cancers.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 1 is a single mom with small kids. If she goes, she can't work. Her kids don't eat.
Right.
2, the boys, both have been alienated completely by our parents. My brother has not spoken to my mom in a couple of years. I don't know how long it's been since my stepbrother talked to his dad. That leaves me.
Like I said, the only responsible one. How about that?
Yeah, that leaves me.
God damn.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sort of happy right now that I was a foster kid and really don't have any parents to have to do that for.
I tell you what, though, it took us every bit of all of Friday, all of Saturday, and most of Sunday. The house is not clean, but we got all the dog shit scraped off the floor and all of the stuff out of the house. And now the realtor's going to bring a cleaning person in. But I went through. They kept.
Man, that's more than a case of beer and pizza.
Yeah. They kept apparently every piece of paper they've ever received in their lives. I cleaned out like eyeglass prescriptions as far back as 1998. They saved every single receipt from every prescription they've bought in the last 10 years. And I had to go through every single piece of paper to see what had social security numbers on it and needed to be shredded instead of thrown away. And what had my stepfather written passwords on that needed to be shredded instead of thrown. So what it made me realize is that I needed to come home, and as soon as I'm not sore anymore, start going through my shit and throwing everything away. Like, I don't want to own anything anymore. I just need to get it all out of my house.
Become a minimalist.
Yeah.
I bet you were wishing when you're in the house, you're saying, man, I wish I still smoked.
For sure. Because my friend who came with me smoked.
Walk away.
Both my friend and my uncle smoked, and they would take smoke breaks and go outside. And and there were a couple of times I thought, I bet a cigarette would feel really good right now. And then I realized, no, it wouldn't. And
no, a cigarette would have felt good had you dropped it in the trash can and then said, hey, let's go and grab some lunch.
Yeah.
And then heard, ooh. Geez, I wonder what that is. Sounds like there's a fire in town. Get back. Oh, damn it. Well, thank goodness the insurance was paid up.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
What a lousy way to spend your weekend. But what a good revelation for you.
What?
Do you think you'll really start throwing away shit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spend all day every day doing it, but I'm definitely going to start I know there's stuff in my filing drawer over here that I probably don't need to hang on to anymore, but you get, once you file something away, it's just there, it's away. You don't go back and look at it again.
I keep nothing of that, papers and shit. I just, but I do have a lot of junk. Like, I like buying tools, tools, So I have tools I don't use. That
I keep trying to get rid of clothes and still don't have any room for my clothes. So I need to get rid of more clothes.
Yeah, that's I have more shoes than I need.
Do you know what I did with Silver Spring?
What?
Since Dad wanted to sell the house, so we started remodeling it on the inside because it was very, early Brady Bunch, and we're going to probably wind up moving back down there because of the situation up on the farm. So, I told my dad, and he's like, well, just let it finish getting remodeled and do whatever. But the point is, with all my stuff that was in there, I started going through boxes, pulling out stuff, and then I'd go down a rabbit hole as to, well, this might want this one day. And gosh, I remember, when I jerked off to this comic book when I was 8, and, it's so many things that you think about.
Veronica.
And then after about 20 minutes, I finally looked at the guy that was in the house helping me with stuff. I said, just get rid of fucking everything. Just fucking get rid of it all. I'm done.
That's kind of the point I was at the end. I mean, we found 15 cell phones, and I was going to, because they didn't trade them in or get rid of them when they got new phones. They would just put them in a drawer. But we were finding them. We were finding them in the drawer in the bathroom, and then the drawer in the living room, and they were everywhere. And so we had to first set them aside, and then by the end of it, I was like, fucking throw them away. I don't care. All of these chargers, I don't know what they go to. Fucking throw them away. I don't care. I went through a box about the size of, maybe the size of a mini fridge, not the little square ones, but the taller mini fridges. I went through a box that size, and this was because they hired professional movers to pack up everything when they moved to this house a couple of years ago. So this box had never been gone through. It was People magazines, grocery store flyers, family photos, stuff with social, tax paperwork, junk mail, charity requests. It took me 3 hours to go through this box because I had to go through every single piece of paper to see whether I could throw it away or shred it or keep it.
I can only imagine, just shit after shit and Trump Bible after Trump Bible. I can imagine.
They had not gotten the Trump Bibles, but they're, interestingly, because my mother was never a church going person, not since I was about 4 years old when she quit being a Jehovah's Witness. Apparently she's now a Baptist, and she had Bibles in every room and pamphlets from the church, like so many pamphlets from the church just saved on shelves.
Like a Baptist Women in Hats Sunday Baptist. Let's build a new roof.
I don't think it's women in hats. I don't think she was wearing hats. But her cousin's husband is a pastor at a Baptist church or something. So she started going to church with him.
I would love to continue, guys.
Oh,
I got to get inside the doctor's office, guys.
All right. So keep us posted.
So I got to go. But I just remember one thing when it comes to Bible, just remember my dick was placed by the Gideons. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Chris.
Nice. Man, I am listening to you talk about, I could do that in my house for our own stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've accumulated so much stuff. One of the disadvantages of having the same partner for 40 years is you collect 40 years worth of shit.
Well, that's also a disadvantage of living in one place for a really long time.
Yeah, that too. That's when we moved.
Although they've only lived in their house for like a year and a half, but they haven't been able to function. So
it's also the hazard of having a bigger house. When we had a smaller house, we didn't have a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when the house got bigger, I mean, there was one time we had a couch which is where I now broadcast from, because we call this the sitting room, but there's no couch here anymore. But there used to be a couch and a couple of chairs and a table and the fireplace, and it was nice. And then the TV room out there where there's a couch and a recliner and when we lived in a small house, like 1,000 square feet, there was a chair and a small sofa.
Yeah.
Nothing that reclined.
Yeah.
Nothing big enough to do any of that. The bed was a queen bed. Now it's a California king bed. Now we have queen size beds in 2 bedrooms upstairs and then our bedroom and then fucking 3 baths. It becomes, and then you got to fill the space.
Yeah.
You got let's get a hutch here and let's get a credenza over there and a sofa couch over here.
And my thing is, I only moved a year ago and I got rid of a lot of shit when I moved, but I still have a lot of shit. And also because this house is bigger, and technically, I mean, there's a whole finished basement, but the living space itself, that's not the basement, is smaller. So, which I didn't really think about, but it just and also because the rooms are set up in a different way, things just don't fit in the house the same way that they did in the old house.
Right, because this wall is this long.
Right.
And the outlet is over here and not over there.
Right.
And I can't put the couch there because that's where the fucking heating register is.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I have my sectional in the living room, I have because I didn't want it in front of the window. I hate sitting with my back to the window. So I have it on the opposite wall. But if I ever want to use the fireplace, I have to take the end of the sectional off and put it somewhere else because it's too close to the fireplace and there's no other way for me to put it.
Pain in the ass, right?
Yeah.
So the likelihood of the fireplace getting used is very small.
No, because it's not that hard to pull the end of the sectional off. But I never got to use the fireplace this winter anyway because nobody came to fix the problem with the wood and the touching the metal, whatever the fuck is going on with the chimney.
Right.
So I never got to use my fireplace this winter.
Well, you have to fix it this spring, I guess. So I didn't get to. We're about to get. It hasn't started yet. It's been overcast. So last weekend we had 16, 17, 18 inches of snow.
Ugh. Easter weekend?
Yeah. And today, the weekend before Easter weekend, I'm sorry.
Oh.
We had that. Today, it's going to start snowing tonight, and we're expecting another 18 to 20 inches of snow.
Ugh. No. It's like you're getting... I wonder if it's the same storm system though that just rolled through here. We were under a tornado watch all day yesterday, and they had been hyping up this storm so hard that some of the schools in the area closed a day. Like they were like, we're closing for tomorrow because of severe weather potential. And And some friends of mine who have kids in school yesterday were on Facebook going, what is the school doing? Why aren't they canceling? Don't they care about the safety of our kids? Nothing happened.
No, and I fucking am tired of those kind of parents.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I can't imagine being in charge of making that decision to close or not to close.
Well, they've closed school here for tomorrow because of the impending
Well,
storm.
but that's something that I think you can predict the likelihood of that much snow more than you can predict the likelihood of a tornado.
But you can't predict a tornado at all. I mean, the condition might be there. But the fucking problem is, Jess, is that, and you don't have this anymore where you are, but we do up here. Every fucking time it's going to snow, it's a major event, right?
The
weather people,
you think we don't have that down here?
No, the snow part of it. I know you have
we have snow.
I know you have snow, but you don't have 18 inches, right?
No, we don't need 18 inches because if you say the word flurry anywhere in the state of Tennessee, they shut down the whole state immediately.
All right, I'll take that back. It's the way it's presented by the meteorologist. In order for you to, we want people to watch. We want to bring people. Every storm is a fucking nor'easter. Everything is.
Yeah.
The fucking world is. You might as well have fucking Pat Robertson.
Yeah.
If he was still alive.
That's
being the weatherman.
That's the one thing I really appreciate about the local, the Channel 5, the CBS affiliate meteorologist here, because when there is a storm coming, she stays completely level. This is going to be this kind of storm. Make sure that you have a phone that can alert you if you go to sleep, because this storm could roll through in the middle of the night. You know, she's very calm and level, and this is what it is. These are the facts. And I know I've told the story before about the meteorologist in Wichita who was like, call my family. Somebody call my family right now.
Our weather people inevitably will say things like, they just give you, helpful hints. Drive slowly. It's going to be foggy. I don't want the fucking tell me the weather. I will decide how to drive. I will decide. Let me fucking walk outside and see if it's slip. Shut the fuck up and spend 3 minutes on telling me the weather and then fucking go away.
Right. Like, I'm a grown adult. I think I can figure out, especially if you're a grown adult living in the state of fucking Maine. If you don't know how to drive in weather,
you're an idiot.
You need to go live somewhere else.
Inevitably, they'll have somebody out on the street in the snow, like always, like we've talked about this before. And they'll be on a street. The first person they'll show, and the fucking snow is blowing, and they're calling for 50, 60 mile an hour winds during this storm. They'll be out there, and then they cut to the next person. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it look like there's something happening. Like, look here. Oh.
Well, that's because the first person got the fan off camera, and they're blowing.
Yeah. It's fucking, please just give me, do the rip and read.
Yeah.
Pull it off the fucking wire, because you're all getting the same. Every single one of these fuckers get the same forecast. Yeah. They all get it from NOAA. It all comes from the same place, because these little fucking podunk stations, they do not have Doppler radar at our local fucking, but I'm saying the Doppler radar says, the Doppler radar is a government installation. Mm-hmm. It's owned by the government, and you get to use their information.
Yes, but some of them, Wally, have the super Doppler.
Yeah.
The Super Doppler 9000.
They don't have a fucking $30 million fucking radar system.
For weather for you, with the number 4, because they're channel 4. The weather for you.
And I know tomorrow, and
for you forecast.
My favorite part will be tomorrow morning. If I look at the news, and sometimes I will turn it on right quick while I drive. I put it on my phone, on my app, and it's on there. And they'll be playing the Storm Center music. No one will be wearing a tie.
Yep.
They'll have sweaters on.
Yep.
Right.
They're hunkering down.
They are hunkering down, and the female person on the news, she will also be wearing a sweater. Not her usual dolled up face and stuff, all her makeup and whatnot. She'll be dumbed down, closed down, and they'll be doing their whole we're just like you.
Yeah.
We are just like you. Look at us.
Yeah.
We're just like you.
Yeah. We're all the
We're
same.
reaching out and touching a friend.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Please just stop. I am not going to pay any more attention to you. Inevitably, I do the same thing.
So
I go to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I go to the NOAA website and I check out the forecast.
Yeah, I get the forecast from my phone.
Yeah,
Google alerts me for things that I need to be alerted for.
So speaking of the Google and the alerts, just when I learned how to use my fucking phone, a new Android update.
Yeah.
And you no longer can. I used to be able to just push the little square down at the bottom, the whatever that is, and hold that down and say, Google, call this number.
Yeah.
Or Google, do this. Oh, no, they moved it now. You don't do that anymore. And then
you shouldn't have to hold down anything. You should just have to say, hey, Google.
I know. Now you can just say, hey, Google.
My phone just lit up.
Look, mine did too.
To open device settings, tap open settings.
Thanks, Google. Okay. Gotcha.
And then it changed the way I record stuff. And the record used to come up in the middle of where I record a lot of when I'm texting people, I do the whatever text voice to text or whatever it's called. And it's no longer right in the middle. Now it's down in the corner somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you can change that back to what you want.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with it where it is. The one that threw me the most was a clipboard, because I have stuff in clipboards that I will send people when I'm doing certain deliveries. Like, hey, my ETA is, and I just put in the time. I couldn't for the fucking life of me figure it out, and you have to add it manually into the little icons that pop up when you're texting.
Oh.
It wasn't there anymore. I had to manually put that in, so now it's the first thing you see.
Okay.
But it throws me. It takes me so fucking long how to learn how to use this shit.
I know,
you know
it does.
this.
Yes.
And I have to ask advice, and I have to read shit, and I have to look at YouTube videos, and I have to ask friends, and I ask my grandkids, and I had it all fucking down, Jess. I fucking had figured out, and it was all done, and I didn't even think about it. Doing the update while I'm driving, blah 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 blah. I go to call Jody, let her know something about dinner, and I can't make it. I was like, what the fuck is going? What? And I'm holding down the button before that square. That's because that's the way I used to have to get Google, and say call Jody, and it would just bring up pictures of Jody, not my Jody, just girls named Jody. What the fuck? I could not find the way to call her, and I tried again because I'm an idiot, and I'm the dummy who says, let me try that again. And I tried it, and of course I get the same result. And it's the same picture of the same Jodies in the same order. All there. Like, fuck. And the worst part
Wally's calling Jodie Foster. Hello? Calling about dinner.
It's so funny. I told you, I think I watched a movie last week with an old movie with Jodie Foster in it. And I was thinking to myself, as I was watching the movie, Jodie Foster was one of my childhood crushes.
Yeah.
About the same age. And I'm looking at her and I'm saying, how did I not know she was gay? She looked very gay when she was, 16.
Wally, what does gay look like?
She looked very gay, but not really. I guess now that I know she's gay, it's like, oh, she does look a lot. She was very tomboyish, if you remember. She was very boyish.
I was tomboyish. I'm not gay.
But if you were gay,
as a matter of fact, I wanted my two favorite actresses when I was a kid that I wanted to be like were Jodie Foster and Christy McNichol.
Me, I loved Christy McNichol. I loved Christy McNichol, and then, Jodie Foster.
And then it was
Nancy
Joe from Nancy McKeon. Yes, Joe from.
Yes. I loved all those girls.
Tomboyish girls.
Yes, I was attracted to tomboyish girls. So we didn't know from gay back then.
No.
I had no idea what fucking gay was. But as I look back, and not gay about it, just saying, yeah, I mean, I can see where probably you could make that inference. And so how tough was it for her to be Jodie Foster because this is where my mind went after. How tough was it to be Jodie Foster in that sort of profession and have to pretend you weren't who you are to have a profession?
And then to have somebody shoot a president to try to win your love.
Yeah. how disappointing. That's when you want Jodie Foster to go and say, geez, I'm sorry, guy, I'm gay.
Yeah.
just to pile on that stupid guy.
Yeah.
Just like, fucking you moron. I'm gay, you dummy. No, I was thinking of that because my dad, or my foster dad, who I call my dad, blah, 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 gay, married to a man, yada, yada. But man, he went fucking, 60 years hiding that. Fucking sad he must have been at times. How fucking sad, because in order to be on the school board and in town government, you in the 70s and 80s and 90s, you couldn't say you were gay. You had to fucking listen to gay jokes.
I look back at the music teacher that we had in middle school, who we all laughed and said he was gay back then, even though we didn't really know what the hell gay was.
No.
For sure he was gay. When I look back now as an adult, for sure he was gay. I'm surprised because that was the 80s, but still we weren't super evolved yet in the 80s. No. I'm surprised that they allowed him to teach.
Yeah.
He was great, but I'm surprised.
Isn't that fucking horrible though?
Yeah.
Isn't that horrible thing that and in the 80s, particularly in the 80s, in those 82, 83, 84, 85, when AIDS becomes huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
And we were all in this mass panic about it, and people didn't really understand how you got it other than being gay.
Right. And it had really nothing to do with gay.
Yeah.
It had to do with what kills fucking people still. Drugs. It's drugs are fucking horrible. And at some point they're going to figure it out. No matter whether it's your intravenous drugs or fucking ketamine, whatever these drugs are, fentanyl, ketamine, whatever people are taking, all drugs are fucking just evil. From AIDS, needle use to fucking whatever people are dropping in people's drinks. What is that called when they slip something in your drink? Roofies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking can't understand any of that shit, Jess. I can't. I'm aware of it. I can't fucking. I'm at a loss when it comes to that kind of crap, and why other people want to hurt and take advantage of other people.
Yeah, that's
my liberal bullshit right there. No.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't understand it, and I just like. We've talked about this before about the 2-step verifications because there are so many people trying to hack whatever. Last night, I was messaging with my uncle who had helped me go through, do the stuff at my mom's house. And he had taken a folder of paperwork from when my mom had she had done a search for years and years and years trying to find her biological father. And so she had this folder of who she was looking for, who she hired, all of this information. And it was, she had hired private investigators. And so it's his family that she found. So, we've only known them for probably around 20 years.
Wow.
And so he wanted to take this folder because he said, the family would be interested in what she was searching for and all the information that was in it. So I sent the folder home with him. And by the way, he listens, as does my friend who was there with me. We talked about the show. And they were both saying how much they like hearing us talk about radio stuff. So
nice.
we hear that over and over and over again. I guess we need to talk about radio stuff more. But anyway, he messaged me last night and he said there was some information in there about my grandmother, my mother's mother, who was not part of that whole. Well, she was part of the search because she's the one who had the affair with the man that my mother was looking for, who was her biological father. But there was some information about a divorce my grandmother had before my grandfather that I knew about when she was only 17 years old. And he said the name, and I was like, no, I've never even heard of that name. And so that got me sort of, I'm Googling things. I'm trying to find information about their marriage. And then I'm like, let me go on my 23andMe and see if this guy's in the thing anywhere. And I try to log into 23andMe, and it says this account has been locked. Please contact customer service. Weird. So I do the little AI chat. And I say, I'm locked out of my account, and it says you have to call customer service. So I call customer service, and I'm on hold for a really long fucking time. And then the guy finally gets on and basically says they have to send me, he had to escalate the thing to somebody who would send me an email, and I was going to have to provide documentation to prove I was who I said I was. And I was like, you literally have my DNA. But sure, here's my driver's license. Like, apparently 23andMe got hacked, and I didn't see the communication that said you have to do all of this in two-step authentic, two-factor, blah. And so I was locked out because I had to provide my driver's license to prove that I was who I said. So I provided. I already had one saved, like a picture of it saved, because sometimes you just have to send. So I had to save. So I sent it. Well, it was the previous one. It wasn't my current one. It was the previous one, and it expired. So they wouldn't accept it. And I was like, but you can see that it's the same face and the same name and the same address and the same everything that's on the account. But I had to provide them the current driver's license. And I was like, can I just send you some more of my blood? Can I just do that?
You couldn't just do like a change my password, forgot my password. Let me change it.
It was locked down because of these hackers.
Fucking people. Now, why would they want that information? What's on there other than your family tree information? A credit card number, maybe?
No, I don't think my credit card's stored in there.
No, nothing.
But I think that what happens is, and we had talked about this in last week's episode, which I edited yesterday. As you know, it got put up late because of my trip. And you had talked about how there was no reason to worry about somebody hacking your Facebook, because what are they going to get? And what it occurred to me was what they're going to get is your mother's maiden name, your pet's name, your street address where you grew up. If you sometimes people do those. What's your stripper name? It's the street you grew up on and your first grade teacher.
I don't do any of that shit.
No, I don't either, but people do it. And so when they hack into your 23andMe, then they can get your, maiden names and all of that shit. Yeah. Same thing with Facebook. They can see who you're connected with. And some people put, this person is my mother and this person is my brother and this person. And then they post pictures of and I post pictures of my pets and put their names up, but I don't use their names as passwords.
Yeah, I remember. I think what I was talking about was my CompuServe account. That I wasn't worried about my CompuServe.
No. You specifically said Facebook because what are they going to get when they hack you on Facebook?
Because the fucking thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Now my wilted memory is coming to life.
Yeah.
Hey, so I think I am going to formulate a letter that I'll over the next week or two, and see if we can't find some people who might want to come on and give us a couple radio stories.
Okay.
I think it would, because people do seem interested in that.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's sort of like the same sort of thing when maybe you or I or Chris, we would be interested in the radio stories, but people would like the behind the scenes stories of musicians and just because it's a world you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
What goes on in that world I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
And because it seems it's a much looser world.
Yeah.
So looser shit happens. There's
it's a job that's not like normal people jobs.
Yeah, no, it's not a Dunkin' Donuts job.
No.
There's only so many happenings that can happen at the Fribble machine or whatever they're using.
Fribble machine, that's Friendlies.
Yeah, I know, Friendlies. They mix up. They asked for a Boston cream, and I just gave them a chocolate glaze. Oh, you should have seen their face. Right, like that's about the extent of the fun you're having at Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Yeah,
but again, I think it's part of that creative. It's that jobs that employ creative people. Not that all people aren't creative, but jobs that require, part of the job description is you got to be creative.
Yeah.
You got to be artistic in some way. Let's face it, creative artistic people are a little fucking left of center.
You
We
think?
just are. we just all are. Even have nothing to. I don't mean anything to do with being conservative or liberal.
No.
We're left.
We're
center.
weirdos.
Yeah, we are.
I mean,
we,
everybody's
there's something
weirdo.
about us that we-
Everybody's
Yeah.
a weirdo.
But there's a special.
But we
kind
are
of
we
weirdo
wear our
that's involved.
we wear our weirdo on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a special kind of weirdo that's involved in, whether people believe it or not, this is an entertainment career.
Yeah.
Or an entertainment field. And there's a weirdness involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it's kind of funny and some of it's kind of like, ooh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, well, what's his name? Army Hammer or whatever his name is.
Mm.
That's a weird fucking guy.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and I think people assume that if you are, I'm going to use this term very loosely, but if you are famous,
Yeah.
that you have a better lifestyle than them, that that you're rich. And
Yeah.
I think it's surprising to a lot of people that radio doesn't pay shit because they assume that you're on the radio and therefore you're famous.
Right. In some small way, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Which
used to sort of be that way. It wasn't about rich, but you were a little bit locally famous.
for sure. But that's also one of my absolute favorite things about living in a town with real famous people, because I appreciate that people don't give a shit who I am.
I remember. I've told it before. I remember when I was I was 19 in my first real paid gig, full-time gig.
Me
And
too.
People used to stop by and bring me food
Mm-hmm.
and bring me and kids wanted to see me and meet me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, do you understand that I'm fucking going to be half baked by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and I'm going to be with, fucking around with somebody and I'll be fucking passed out. I am nobody that you should be bringing your kid to. I'm a 19-year-old college student with a wackadoodle job, and I'm a bit wackadoodle myself.
Yeah. And there's also people are always like, oh, I want to come see what you do. Can I come hang out while you do your job? I want to see what you do. And especially once it became all automation with the computers and stuff, what I do is sit here and look at Facebook for approximately 7 minutes at a time until it's my turn to talk again on the radio. Or if I don't have anything in my head to talk about for that break, that I'm Googling information about that artist, something interesting to talk about, or I'm looking at the prep sheets, or I'm looking at the artist's social media or whatever. But really, to watch me do my job would be boring as hell.
Well, I think it's the thing. So when I was doing extra work, it's the same thing. To watch people act, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Because all of the work is done long before showtime.
Yeah.
Long before. So when I did community theater, when you get up when the curtain fucking opened and it was time to do your thing, this is it.
Yeah.
It's fucking weeks and weeks and weeks and months before all the rehearsals and all that shit and the lighting and the dress, all that shit.
Same thing when I did high school theater.
And and so that's just the way radio used to be when you and I were doing mornings. The work was done hours before.
Yeah.
And we do a little work on air just to be contemporary and in the moment, because something might have happened overnight or something might have happened in the last half hour, and we're going to scramble to try to be, current and top, and the topic and the content be good. Because it was always, even now, people always talk about content. It's always been about content.
It always has been about content, but the actual delivery of the work happened in 30-second to a minute increments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in between that, there's not really much going on, unless you were us, because we had other radio stations to prank.
But also, our content, though, was not 30-second blurbs. It was on occasion.
And back then morning shows were allowed to talk for longer.
We were a different, but certainly it got to that point where it was fucking, you've got 28 seconds, time it down, fucking say this, say that, and shut up.
Yeah.
Now it's sort of bullshit radio. There are still stations that do it good and still stations that have that freedom, but generally they don't have a big listener base because they don't have the money to fucking market themselves and get out there, and they don't have the people and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But yeah, people are interested, I think, in our little microcosm of.
And I know you agreed with me when we said we talk about radio too much. We need to stop doing that.
Yes.
People are going to be bored.
Yeah, because I said it too.
Yeah. And what I hear most often from people who are not in radio is that their favorite part is when we talk about radio. So
that's what I've heard too. That people say, I like the stories.
Yeah.
I like the stories already. And I think it's because and I know that I think I called you maybe a couple of months ago and said, we should maybe investigate doing this radio thing and maybe invite some people, because we are at our best when we talk like being a good writer, write about what you know about, talk about what you know about. And we know about all this other shit too.
Yeah.
Well, because that's one of the things about old school radio that's unlike new school radio. You had to be well-rounded in old school radio. You had to know about sports and entertainment and
because in the beginning of my career and your career, there was no internet to look that stuff up on.
So you had to be well-read, well-watched, listening, fucking out in the public. You could not. There was no box to turn on and go, oh, let me see what's happening downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see who's making a new song. Oh, let me see who's in that movie. You had to fucking read about it or go see it or go listen to it. You couldn't make it up. There was no way to, if there was a fucking big event downtown, you had to actually go look at it to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or have somebody who was, your emissary and go down and say, hey, find out what's happening. Bring us back the information.
Yep.
Give us the call from the payphone and tell us what's happening.
Kids these days have no idea how easy it is to do radio for them.
Oh, well,
in my day,
they don't do much. Let's face it, they don't do much, Jessica.
All right, Wally, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, it's starting to rain here, so snow's on the way. I got to go feed the horse.
All right. Stay
take
warm.
Care.
Bye.
Your cloud faces constant cyber attacks, but adversaries are no match for CrowdStrike. We pioneered cybersecurity for the cloud era. With advanced AI and threat intelligence, CrowdStrike monitors billions of endpoints and cloud workloads, stopping breaches so you can focus on what's important, keeping your business moving forward. Don't trust just anyone. Trust the leader of the cloud security revolution. CrowdStrike. We stop breaches. Learn more at crowdstrike.com.